Hello, hey everybody. Welcome to Michelle's Garden and Lifestyle Vlog YouTube channel. Today is March the 19th, and I have had a bit of a loss. The last 2 days, I think it started on Sunday and Monday, I had a power outage. And a power outage when you because we had a real bad warm windstorm in here in Ohio. I am in zone 6B in Ohio. My name is Michelle. Let's start off by introducing myself. And I have been starting my seeds, getting ready for the spring garden season. And I had did peppers and some tomatoes and cabbages, my brassicas, and some herbs and some onions, and trying to get a head start on the season because here our weather is so funky back and forth, and we doesn't have a whole lot of time, with the garden to make sure that we have to make sure that we get an early start. So my thing is to start my own seedlings. Plus, I recently retired, so I'm gonna be on a budget now. I should have been on the budget all along, but I'm definitely had to tighten up on the budget, and I decided I wanted to start majority of my stuff on seedlings. But with the power outage, y'all, it took out a lot of my peppers. My onions are struggling. A lot of my tomato plants. All of my herb plants are gone. So what do? Start all over. And this is what I got to do. I'm starting all over. I got my tags. I got my marker. I got a couple of my seeds because I used a lot of my seeds already. Well, I would just have to do with what I can. And what I can't, and I will buy. I don't have a problem with stopping at the stores and picking up, starting them plants. I don't have a problem with. I've done it before. I will willing to do it again because I am gonna garden. That's what I do. I love gardening. I have 12 raised beds, 3 green stalks, lots of pots and grow bags and things of that sort to garden on. I garden here in the urban city part of Ohio in my backyard. I have fruit trees. I have apple trees and peach trees. I have blueberry bushes and raspberry bushes and blackberry bushes and lots of flowers. And this has set me back, but it ain't gonna stop me. No monkey don't stop no show. We got to keep going. I got my seeds. I'm gonna start on my peppers. Let me show you what happened to me. I'm not good at this with this YouTube stuff yet, y'all. I'm still learning how to work the camera. Still trying to learn how to upload and edit and all of that stuff. So please just bear with me, okay? Let me show you a little bit what's going on. As you can see, my onions are gone. These were marigolds. The whole tray is gone. These were my basil. Can you see? I hope you can see. This was my basil, sage, thyme, and all of that. I got to restart all of that. What was this? These was a couple of flowers that I had did. I got to restart all of those. Look at these. Struggle bus. On the struggle bus. On the struggle bus. Look at that. These are kind of hanging in. These are tomatoes. They kind of hanging on, you know. And these are my collards and cabbage, you know. Guys, and then look, I'm not finished. I got some more stuff over here to show you. Look at that. Some more tomatoes. Struggle. I didn't have power, guys, for 2 days. Power was in and out 2 days. Turn it on, back out. The windstorm took it back out. Look at that. I lost all of that. All my herbs gone. Look at this. Barely hanging on. These are my kale. Gone. Can you see that? Look at this. Whole tray of peppers. Gone. What are you going to do? Hey, get some more starting seeds, some more dirt. Well, starting, hello, I forgot what to call it. Seed starting mix. Get some more trays out. Start all over. That's what I'm going to do. You know, I'm in zone 6B, so my last growing, I have up to, still, my last frost date is my earliest frost date, last frost date, well, you know what I'm trying to say, is April the 27th. So that gives me about 6 weeks, you think? I think I might have enough time to start all over with the peppers and the herbs. And I want to do a little bit more tomato plants. I love, and peppers, guys, that's why I'm so hurt, y'all. I love my peppers. I love peppers and I love tomatoes. And I definitely love my herbs. I had planned on drying my herbs. I had bought a hanging basket, the drying hanging basket. I plan on hanging it down here in the basement. I am in my basement and I had a big setback. But let's get started. I got me my seeds, my pepper seeds right here. And I got my tags. I got my trays. About to get started. So come along with me, guys. Let's get started. You know, like I told you, as I said, I'm new. I'm not new at garden, but I'm new at YouTube. You know, and this is something that I've been saying I wanted to do for the longest. And I'm not going to get discouraged. I'm just going to do it. You know? Because sometimes, this is life. Things happen. I can't control the weather. You know? So, and this can happen to anybody. So what are you going to do? Get back, back out. You got to get back out. Get back out there and try again. you know. So sister gonna be busy because I'm gonna have me a garden, you know. So let's put these. I got my little dapper. That's what I call it. And I'm gonna turn on me some music or watch a little YouTube. And if you don't mind, guys, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Hype me up if you can. You know, leave me a comment. I will comment back. I'm trying to grow my channel. You know, this is something that I wanted to do for a long time. And every time I thought about doing it, I was like, well, I don't have, you know, I had an old phone. I don't have a camera. And, you know, I'm not that web savvy and, you know, all this. I just made up all kinds of reasons why, you know, it wasn't good time for me to do it. I don't think I should make them that deep because I don't want them to struggle, you know. That'll be more time that it'll take with them to germinate through the dirt. I mean, I keep saying dirt. I'm sorry, guys. The seed starting soil. You know, I started gardening. I think I told this story before, but I'm new. I don't have that many subscribers, so you might not have heard me talk about this. But I started gardening. Um, I've been gardening for at least about 10 or 15 years, probably a little longer there, but I started, guys, in grow bags and stuff like that, you know. And then eventually, I started in my backyard, got me some raised beds one at a time, and I found that this was something that I like to do. I started with, doing it with my mom. My mom, she's passed away now. She's gone to heaven. And she had cancer. Gardening was something that she liked as well. And as a kid, I had 7 siblings, and out of all of them, I was the only one that really took an interest in gardening. And so me and my mom used to go to the farm, and we used to pick vegetables, and she had a little garden in her backyard of the house, and we did a little of that. And as got grown and stuff, and when my mom got sick with her cancer, I had a garden, and this is what we did together, you know. And it helped me got through. It helped me got through the grief, and it helped me got through the stress, you know. I had a stress, job, and it helped me. And I was going through a stressful time, and it helped me get through it, you know. So I got my pepper seeds, guys. I'm gonna start with labeling some of these. I'm not gonna keep you long because I think you're gonna see people plant pepper seeds. They all the same basically. And these are, hopefully I have some seeds enough. Some of these might not even have nothing in. I've been trying to keep up with it and throwing away. throwing away seeds, these bags, and not holding on to stuff that ain't got nothing in it. You know? Okay, I'm just gonna plant 2. These are lemon drop peppers. And how I make my tags is I put the name of the company, M.I. Gardner, and then I put lemon drop, and that is a pepper. Then I date it in the back, 3/19 for the tag. All right, let's get going. Can't cry over spilled milk. You gotta pick yourself up and keep going. You know, because I want me some peppers. These are big Jim chili. Valley green. So what are some things that you're growing? Have you started your peppers yet? What garden zone are you in? You know, are you in 6A or B? Y'all can just imagine how I felt when I came down here and I saw that I had lost so many peppers, plants, and I tried to get them watered and hurry up and get the lights and everything back on, thinking I could save them. And I was hoping and praying that I wasn't gonna have a great loss. With the onions, I think I'm just gonna go and buy some of those, sets, because it's not, it's not. They're not too expensive to me for how many you're actually gonna get, you know. So I might do that. I definitely need one of my marigolds and my nasturtiums and my borage. Oh, and I definitely wanted my herbs, This is Serrana Tampi. I ain't even gonna try to say the name of this. Look at that. I'm gonna try to put these. I got guys. I'm into jarring, pickling, and all of that stuff. And I love me some peppers. I'm trying to make me some pepper sauce. I I got family members that I have gotten to grow now, and I have promised them that I will share my starts with them, my, you know, and now look what happened. You know, like I said, pick yourself up, get back out here. You know, I mixed my seed starting mix, guys. I used some worm casting. This is the kind I used. Perlite and some vernicolites. How can you say that? Neither. And I had some cocoa core, and I mixed that as well. And that's how I make my seed starting mix. These are Kingstone Resistant Giant. These are old, guys. These are last year. I'm gonna put about 4 in that. And then, cause my basement is extremely cold, guys, and so I knew, and it had the temperature had dropped down to like 30 degrees. Okay, and so I knew I was in bad shape. I knew it was gonna be too cold down here, and then I ain't had no lights, so that meant that it wasn't, I ain't had no heat in here, so I was in bad shape, and it kept going in and out, in and out. And then, the illuminating company was like, oh, 12 o'clock, midnight, all that kind of stuff. And that was Sunday, but it didn't even come back on that day. It came back on the next day, Monday, and then went back out again. That's how bad the wind was. You know, so I was too done. These old ones, guys, I'm gonna have to put more than 2 in there. I wanted to make sure I get some peppers. Because I am not playing around with this garden this year, guys. Too much stuff going on. This is Baker Creek's. I am definitely want some of these. They look hot and look good. I only had a couple in here, so I'm gonna plant them all. Thank God I did buy some more grow lights. I stopped at went into Menards, which that's one of my stores. I love Menards. I went in there and I got two sets of grow lights. They were $6.99 each. Come on out of here. You got to come out. And so I need some more shelves. It's getting it's getting in it. It's not the word. It's gotten junky down here and so much stuff down here. I'm seeing another seed. Well, I thought I saw another seed. Just only have one. Got two. Here you go, guys. There you go. Trash. Cayenne chili. These are 50-cent seeds. I got these from Walmart. These are a couple years old too. This bill says 12.25. So I'm gonna put maybe 3. I'm the only one in my family that really likes hot stuff. So, but that's changing now since I'm, starting to get, I have gotten older and starting to get health issues. So I had to tighten up with the hot food. But like I said, I love me hot, spicy food. But my body is not liking it anymore. So I got to calm down with all of that. This is another jalapeno pepper, which I want lots of those. So I'm going to put like 4 in that in there because my brother does do jalapeno peppers. I think that's the hottest he'll go. And I have a friend of mine's, Maria. She is my phone a friend. She's real good at gardening as well, and she has chickens and she the one that I go through for my knowledge about flowers. She's more, a flower person, and she is the best, the sweetest person in the world. So I plan on sharing seeds. Sharing some of these seedlings with her as well. She doesn't do hot stuff, you know, but I want to be a blessing to her as well. This is Sweet California Wonder, a Dollar Tree. Hey, guess what, guys? Let me share this little info. That's the type of person I am. If I find a deal, guys, I'm going to let you know. Menards got seeds, guys, for 10 cents. 10 cents. So I'm going to go back up there to get me some my herbs because I'm not sure how much herbs I got left in here. And there's certain herbs I want to grow, you know? The kind of pepper plants that I truly want, pepper, they don't really sell them in the stores. I have to order those. And it takes so long to get orders. I'd be so, and I guess maybe because I'd be watching the mailbox, you know, like a kid when it's time for pepper, for time for purchasing seeds. I'd be ready to call and be like, "Where are my seeds?" Shit. I mean, shoot. Sorry about that, y'all. It shouldn't take that long. But I'm gonna drop 3 of these because I can share those. My brother and my best friend. This is back to rocks, back to the rock, back to the roots. Let me talk about rock. So if anybody out there got any advice on how to learn about these editing, these YouTube, and how do you go about making your channel more, I guess, I don't know what to say, what I'm trying to say. I just want to get better at it, trying to figure out how to do this. I don't like um feeling like I just don't know what I'm doing, you know? And I guess it comes with time. Comes with time. I'm new at this, like I said. Only been doing it a couple months. I started in the summer, but I did it a couple times. But then life started lifing, and I didn't make, back out. I was out doing my garden. I just didn't pick up the camera, and I think that's where the starts at, is being more consistent with it. And now, I made up my mind that I'm going to be consistent because this is what I want to do. And then also, I like garden, and so why not, bring y'all along with me, make some more garden friends, and learn some more stuff because I don't know it all. Even like I said, I've been doing it for years, but there's things I don't know. And there's certain stuff I didn't follow. And I was like, as long as I grew it, long as it was growing, I was fine. And that was my garden style. But I want to learn more about gardening, share a lot of what I know, you know. Like if you read on the seeds, basically it will tell you on the seed package, just tell you exactly when to start your seeds, how deep you want to plant your seeds. It tells you, do you need to cover the seeds? if if they supposed to have sun, not to cover them, stratified. Do they need to be stratified? That means that they want you to have them, cold season for them. And right now, if that's the case, I'm gonna put like 5 of these. These are Scotch bonnet seeds that I saved out of my own. And so, if that's the case, you want to winter sowing is the best option for that. Or you can take your seeds and put them in the refrigerator, and that makes it tricks them, that make them think that they out in a cold season, and so it helps with your germination. You get better success with the germination. I got a bunch of these jalapenos. I guess somebody gonna germinate. I ain't gonna turn it down, guys. Ain't nothing but what 3 seeds in here. These are from green stalk. Well, more than 3. It's like 6. I'm gonna drop them all in there. That way I can get rid of this pack. This one is, these is from either Lowe's or Home Depot. They sell this brand. Mark sells them as well. This brand. Oh, I'm only gonna put, this is Habanero. Love those as well. These are old, so I'm gonna drop I dropped 4 of those in there. So, have you ever had a setback with your garden, guys? And how did you get through it? Because that, I know that happens. I'm not gotten this old to think that setbacks doesn't happen. Especially in the garden. Thing is that you got to get, like I said, you have to get an early start with a garden, especially in zone B, 6B, because our seasons is tricky. Our weather season is tricky, and we don't have a lot of garden time. So we have to get a jump start by starting our seeds, you know, in the house. And this is how you do it. Then it also saves you money because its plants cost so much money nowadays, you know. Ooh, did I make tags? Oh my goodness, Lord. Y'all, I've been dropping seeds and shoot, not making tags. Y'all should have said something. At least only, I think 3 of them that didn't have them. Let me get these. At least I'm gonna cut it. Now, what I was just over here running my mouth, ain't paying attention. I know y'all probably was hollering it's a stream. Hey, your tags, your tags. Because I know I would if I was watching it. I'd be hollering at me too. Girl, this could have been a disaster. Because pepper plants, it's hard to tell them apart. You won't know what you got until until the flower to the plant is to harvest, till you ready to pick them. And then sometimes I don't know, you know, can't tell them apart then. Oh, let me tell you what happened to me last year. That's why I'm going to be on these tags this year. Last year, I had got my sister and my daughter to help me with putting my seeds out, right? Because, I mean, putting not the seeds out, the seedlings out. It was time to take them out to plant them. So it was planting seed time. Is my seed going? I hope that y'all can hear me. So what happened was my daughter and my sister are not gardeners. Okay, let me start off by saying that. But my sister, you can count her, you can call her anytime. My sister is one of the best. I'm telling you. This woman, she's my older sister. And she's a builder of the family. She's like the mama bear of the family. She stepped up when my mom got cancer. She moved down here from Mississippi, and majority of my sister's life, she's been in Mississippi. She got married, moved out, moved on. Everybody, doing their thing. So my sister had said she'd help me, right? So when she said she's gonna help me, I said cool. And I told her, and I was telling her where to put the plants at, but I guess they didn't listen or hear me when I was about the tags. Neither one of them was putting tags. They was putting the plants in the ground, but no tags. So majority of my garden was planted with no tags. But what can you say? Baggers cannot be picky. I needed to help. I needed to help getting them in the ground. I was having some health issues. And my sister is a ride or die. She said, I'll be there. She came and she put them in the ground. Okay. And I had stuff out there, guys. No tags. I was crushed. But hey, my garden grew. That's all that mattered. But this year, I'm going to be on these tags. Matter of fact, I'm going to order me another stack of tags for when it's time to put these suckers in the ground. I'm going to have me some tags. Some extra tags. so I won't have the same mistake. So that's one pack of peppers. I got what? Let's see, 6 more to go. Stack of pep, you know. I'll be down here for